What's up, y'all? It's Chandra with Divine Beauty Coaching, coming at you with another motivational message. Now, the last time we spoke, I told y'all I'm going to be doing a series on forgiveness, okay? Because like I said, this is something that I'm working on for myself, and it's very important. And I know a lot of us struggle with forgiveness. So this is important that we all address this situation so that we can move forward in our lives, right? We've all have dealt with a great deal of hurt and pain, right? So we talked about chapter 1, where basically a lot of the times the reason why we won't forgive is because we want to seek revenge. We want that other person that hurt us to feel what we felt. Okay? So we talked about that. But revenge isn't it isn't the best solution, because it takes you down a whole nother path that you shouldn't even be going down. It's not even worth it. By the time you are trying to seek revenge, or even if you're playing out revenge in your mind, you're hurting yourself, because you're stuck on a situation that more than likely you can't change. You can't change other people. Okay? So moving forward, the second chapter that we're going to talk about today is the blame game. Okay, my life is called My Life is Your Fault. Here we go, y'all. My life is your fault. Let's rest on that. A lot of the times we have been taught to blame other people versus taking accountability. Accountability is so important, okay? We have to understand that we all play a part in every situation that transpires in our life. Of course, we want to find somebody to blame to make an excuse for why we shouldn't correct ourselves, right? But we have to understand, you can blame the other person all day, but you're not in control of that other person. You're in control of you, right? So, blaming the other person is not really helping you. You know what I mean? Because that basically just says, because you're blaming another person, you are not in control of your own life. Whatever that person did has complete control over your life, because we will sit and make excuses of, oh, well, this person did this to me. I'm hurt because of this, that, and the third. Well, are you going to sit in that hurt or in that pain until you get an apology, until they come and ask for forgiveness? You may never get an apology. They may never come to you and reconcile or nothing. So you don't want to sit in the space, basically giving somebody else control of your situation. Okay? You don't want to give nobody else no control over your situation. You are in control. You have the ability to change your situation. Okay? Trust me personally, I know that it sucks when we get hurt, but that's just the nature of life. We are all going to experience some kind of hurt in life, because we don't have any control over that. All we can do is take the lessons from the hurt that we endure, right? That's the only thing we can do, right? So I actually have a bit of notes down here. Basically, why not forgive? I have it written down here. Most of us won't forgive because we want the other person to pay. Like I said, like we said in the beginning, seeking vengeance. We want that person to feel how we felt. You hurt me, okay? My pain, you need to know how I feel. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to feel the hurt that you felt. They're not. They may never know what you feel. Because guess what? People have to work on themselves. So the best thing you can do for yourself is work on yourself. Find a way, how can I get over this, right? Find a way how I can get over this, right? like I said, it says your unforgiveness will not force a person to apologize, to change, or ask for your forgiveness. They have to have it in their hearts to do so, which is rare, right? They have to have it in their hearts to do it. Just like you have to have it in your heart to say, you know what, I'm going to get over this, because this is stopping me from growing. This is stopping me from progressing. This is stopping me from being the best version of myself. Because the more I sit and I play it out in my mind, the best thing, for lack of better words, leave the past in the past. Okay? This is a prayer that you should say. Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage the things I can change, and wisdom to know the difference. We can't change people. We can't change the other person. Blaming them is not going to help you change your situation. It's not. So the best thing you can do is see, what can I do to change my situation? I can't continue, because a lot of the times, the reason why we blame other people is because we feel helpless. We feel helpless. I can attest to that. For an example, and I can transparent moment. I was in the hotel, and I turned to a lot of people, looking for help. And some people that I truly love, that I expect to help me, did not help me. So it made me feel a way. It did. It made me feel a way. It made me feel like, man, I don't want to talk to them. I really don't want to deal with them, and I'm still dealing with that pain. And I'm not even in the hotel no more. That's the thing. I'm still dealing with that pain. But the thing is, we got to learn to forgive, and forgiveness doesn't necessarily mean, oh, I have to, because sometimes God reveals things to us for a reason. You know what I mean? God will put us in a situation to reveal the people around us and who they are. You know what I'm saying? But forgiveness doesn't necessarily mean, oh, I got to hang with you again. We got to be best friends and all this. That doesn't necessarily mean that. But it does mean that I need to get over this so that I can find a solution to the problem that I am facing. Pretty much. That's what it all boils down to. And a quote in the book that I love, it says, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again while expecting different results. So you playing out the situation in your mind over and over again, you talking about the situation in your mind over and over again, is leaving you stuck. It's leaving you stuck. It's not helping you to get over that hump, that obstacle that you're facing. You might be facing an obstacle, but trying to find another person to blame is not going to help you jump that hurdle. You have to find the strength within yourself to jump that hurdle, if that makes sense. Another thing is, for lack of better terms, keep the past in the past and the present in the present. You can't control what happened in the past. You can't control anything that happened. Leave it where it's at. The only thing you can focus on, that you should be focused on, is the present moment, because that's the only thing that you have control over. We think sometimes we have full control over our future. Guess what? We don't even know what the future holds. We can want and desire and hope and pray that things happen, but it may not transpire in the way that we want it to. So the best thing you can do for yourself is to simply focus on the present moment, the moment that you are in. And I wanted to go over three ways. Well, first, I wanted to go over this. It says, how do you go from victim to victor? This, you have to come in agreement with this. Vengeance hurts me more than it hurts the other person. Okay? No matter how much I want that person to feel the way that I felt, or feel the pain that I feel from the betrayal, from the hurt, from whatever it is that I had to endure because of what they did to me, if I seek revenge, it's only going to hurt me more. Period. And that could just mean mentally. I don't mean physically. I mean mentally, because you're allowing it to sit on your mind longer than what it has to, when it's not even necessary. Move on with your life. Allow God to have control over the things that you don't have control over, because God is in control of everything. So give it to him. That's what let go and let God come from. I know I spoke about that in the previous video. Let go and let God. Let him handle it. God said vengeance belongs to him, not you. That's where your failure comes in, where you try to control things that's not even meant for you to control. Okay? Also, once you have that understanding, you'll quickly learn forgiveness helps me more than it does the other person. So if I forgive, I'll have a clear mind. I'll have a clear heart. My spirit will be fine. My emotions will be balanced. You got to understand, you're imbalanced when your emotions are getting the best of you. You're not in balance. So we want to make sure we come into balance with our emotions. Okay? We have two choices. I'm reading a few things from the book. It says we have two choices, right? We can blame the offender and place all the responsibility for improving your life on that person, or forgive, thereby shifting the responsibility to act for the other person to yourself. Okay? I like the way he put it. I want to read it. Okay. He says, I define responsibility as your ability to choose your response to whatever response. Define a responsibility as your ability to choose your response to whatever comes your way. Thus, response ability. He separated the two words. Response ability. Taking action is taking responsibility. And by taking positive action, you move from victim to victor. You regain control of the situation, because you didn't allow your emotions to get the best of you. Okay? It's all about how you respond to situations. You'll see how great your life is if you always respond to every situation, even negative situations, in a positive way. That's what when they say kill people with kindness, it'll throw them off. Because if I'm not doing anything wrong to you, I'm not doing anything to, be hateful, be mean, be anything. I'm giving you grace and mercy. I'm showing you love. I'm giving you favor. You become in control, because it's hard to battle with someone who is not doing anything but good to you, right? That's why it's all in how you respond to things, y'all. Don't seek vengeance. That ain't your battle to fight. If you know you've done the right thing, continue to do the right thing. Point blank, period. Now, he gives 3 different strategies on how to come out of that blame, right? He speaks, and I'm going to read some of this. It says, give up all or nothing thinking. Okay? It says the best way to stop the blame game is to move away from all or nothing thinking. Learn to see the other person as both good and bad rather than as all bad. Martin Luther King Jr. reminds us that there is some good in the worst of us and some evil in the best of us. When we discover this, we are less prone to hate our enemies. So rather than considering those who have offended us 100% at fault, think of them as 80% or 60% at fault. When you do this, you are recognizing that you also have something that remaining 20 or 40% to work on. After all, no one is perfect. We all have room for improvement and growth. That's when you know you've reached maturity. When you can realize that we all are evolving. We all are growing. We're not always going to make the right decisions. Okay? We're all searching to become our best self. We're all in some type of battle. You know what I mean? We all struggle with something in life. So once we can have grace and mercy for each other, like God wants us to do, have grace and mercy for each other. That's why God said, love your enemies. Because just like you were once unclean, they are unclean. But God had grace and mercy on you. So you got to do the same for other people, right? Okay. Next is distinguish between intent and impact. I'm going to read the first part. With any offense, you must learn to differentiate intent, why those who hurt or offended you did what they did, from impact, how those people's actions affected you. For example, when someone says something critical about your performance, she may have done so to correct a flaw in your behavior so you can do better next time. But if you tell yourself she spoke as she did in order to embarrass you and make yourself appear superior to you, you imagine a motive that you cannot verify. Then you conclude that the intent of her comment was to humiliate you. That's where that making assumptions. Don't assume. You don't know what the person's intentions was, right? Sometimes people don't know how to successfully communicate. That can just be the problem. That can be the barrier of the misunderstanding. But if you feel yourself assuming, just ask questions. That's all. What did you mean? If it's your friend, a family member, whatever, what did you mean when you said that? Can you elaborate on what you said so that I can understand and I'm not assuming one thing? You know what I mean? And all it takes is clear communication to have a complete understanding. You know what I mean? And that's it. That's where the maturity comes in. We're adults and we should be able to successfully communicate with each other so that we can come clear. You know what I mean? And have clear understanding between each other. Next is lower your expectations of other people. I love this. This really hit home, right? Number one, people will make mistakes. I make mistakes. You make mistakes. Every single person on this earth makes mistakes. Everybody falls short of God's glory, right? The second, people do not have to do what you want them to do. And that's plain and simple. I know that's real blunt, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? I really love that. Simple. People do not have to do what you want them to do. They don't. They absolutely do not. And that's okay if they don't. You know what I'm saying? We have to realize that we all have choices in life. We can do what we want to do. God has given us free will to do what it is that we want to do. People don't always have to do what you want them to do. The problem that we have is we feel like we own people. You don't own nobody. We belong to God. That's it. I don't care if it's your husband, your wife, your brother, your sister. They don't have to. And I had to come to that realization as well. I'm a grown person. You know one quote I love? Appreciate everything and expect nothing. As a grown individual, you are responsible for yourself. For yourself. Whatever transpires in your life is because of you. So you're responsible for picking up the pieces of your life and putting them back together. Simple as that. We have to take responsibility for ourselves and our own lives. Not just our own lives, but our own happiness. We have to regain control of our happiness because we're putting it in the hands of other people, which is causing us to stay stuck, which is which is stunting our growth. I'm gonna leave it right here, y'all. We can't blame other people for our mishaps. It's unfortunate that we get hurt. It's unfortunate that we go through pain. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate we get betrayed. It's unfortunate. But let me help you understand something. A lot of the times when people do those kinds of things, it has more to do with them than it does you. It absolutely has nothing to do with you when a person hurts you, or a person betrays you, or a person makes you feel some kind of way. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. Nothing. Nothing to do with you. Has everything to do with them. That means that they have some work to do. But can you control them? No, you can't. It's up to them to decide, I want to become a better person. I want to be better to people. It's up to them to decide. Simple as that. All you can do is be in control of yourself, your actions, and how you respond to the things people do to you. After that, you've won. You're in control of your life. You're in control of your happiness. You're in control of your emotions. And that's just that's what it's all about. Being in control of self. All right? That's what I got for y'all today. Again, y'all check out the book Forgive to Live by Dr. Dick Tibbetts. Y'all want to do this. How forgiveness can save your life. Your life, forgiveness, your life depends on it. Your life depends on forgiveness. Forgive, y'all. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. All right? So that you can move forward in your life and live a happy one. I love y'all so much. Y'all know where to find me. I told y'all, if y'all want to reach out to me, I was going to give y'all the website, but my website is down right now. And I want y'all to reach out to me via email, divinebeautycoaching@gmail.com. If y'all have any questions, concerns, y'all want prayer, if you need me to come and speak at a speaking engagement, I would love to do so. Orphanages, with prisons, whatever it is, I want to be able to motivate other people. That's what I aspire to do. That's my calling, and I'm all in. All right. So y'all know where to find me. Also on TikTok at Divine Beauty Coaching LLC. Y'all know y'all can find me on Instagram at Divine Beauty Coaching and on Facebook at Chandrell Fortenberry. I love y'all so much. Y'all take good care of yourself. Peace.